Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar, Step into Europe, the Rotterdam MBA Experience for Asian Professionals. My name is Carrie and very welcome today to our webinar. While we are waiting for everyone to settle into the room, maybe we can also see how diverse our group is today. So maybe it can also reflect some diversity in the classroom. It will be nice if you can put down in the chat box in which city you're located now and see how many cities and what are the cities that we have. If you can go to the chat box, ooh, a lot already. Can't wait, everyone, hold on. No, I'm just kidding. So we have some Chennai, from Bangkok, from Mumbai, uh, Guwahati, Taipei, Bangalore, Jakarta. I'm not going to go the repeated one, huh? Tokyo, Delhi, Pune, Indonesia. Okay, we have a lot of different cities here today in the room. Thank you very much. So let's get started. I think everyone now is settled in the room. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Carrie, and I think I've spoken with some of you already. I saw some familiar name on the list. I'm the Recruitment and Missions Manager of the International Full-time MBA program. I'm originally from Hong Kong, and I've been living in the Netherlands for the past 15 years and also with RSM for 9 years. So very happy to meet you all today here. Together with my colleague, Duo, we are hosting this webinar today. Duo, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to join you for this webinar, kindly hosted by my colleague Kerry from Rotterdam School of Management. First of all, my name is Dual, and it's a real pleasure to introduce myself to all of you tonight. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn under the name Dual Wu. For more than 25 years, I've had the privilege of working very closely with the RSM MBA, supporting recruitment efforts and guiding candidates across Asia. Over the years, my career in promoting study in the Netherlands has been incredibly rewarding. It has given me the opportunity to meet and support MBA candidates from a wide range of cultural and professional backgrounds, helping them take the next step in their international career journeys. This evening, I'd like to share some insights and observations drawn from my experiences working with Asian students and our alumni. I hope these reflections will give you a clearer picture of what studying in the Netherlands and at RSM can mean for your future. And please feel free to ask questions at any point during this session. I very much look forward to an engaging and inspiring discussion with all of you.
Thank you very much, Duo. Duo has been a very valuable colleague to us because he has extensive knowledge and experience in student recruitment, particularly students who are looking to studying in the Netherlands. Talking about questions, of course, you're very welcome to ask your questions. I would suggest you to put it in the Q&A box, and then you can put in the Q&A box anytime. We will pick up some of them during our presentation, but we also have a Q&A section at the end of the presentation. So I hope that we can answer all your questions today. And if there are more questions, we can always continue our conversation offline. So before we go into the content, let's take a look at today's agenda. First of all, we're going to briefly introduce Rotterdam. And then, of course, then you may want to see who your classmates will be. So we can also show you our class profile of the current class. And then some very popular topics among our student body and candidates is about sustainability at RSM. A very hot topic lately for the past many months is about geopolitics and how it affects your MBA studies. And then, of course, very important topic is working in the Netherlands. There's also maybe part of the reason that some of our candidates want to study with us. And then, since our sessions today are dedicated to our Asian candidates or any candidates located in Asia, of course, we are going to share with you how Asian alumni progress their career in the Netherlands or in Europe after the MBA, and then also what are the points of attention of being an Asian expat. So let's first of all take a look at Rotterdam. I don't know how many of you have actually visited Rotterdam. I think a lot of tourists, when they come to the Netherlands, they will definitely visit, for example, Amsterdam, which is the capital, also some other cities. But Rotterdam is actually the second largest city in the Netherlands, and it is also the largest port in Europe. That's probably the reason that we are having supply chain management as one of our specialization, which is not always available in business schools. That's also maybe why we are so strong in the Netherlands in terms of trading, commerce, logistics, etc. Rotterdam itself is super diverse in terms of culture. We are home to more than 170 nationalities. When I walk down the city on the road, I always see people that are very different. So there's not really a majority of people here, which also means that English is almost spoken everywhere. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm coming to the Netherlands, I'm coming to Rotterdam, how is it going to be me being an international student, professionally an expat, and also to live here? So you don't really have to worry because it is such a diverse place and the expat community is extremely strong. We also have the most modern skyline in the country because it's quite a new and energetic city in the Netherlands. So you will really feel that this is a place for you and is that you can be easily feel that this is home, you feel that you're accepted, you can actually enjoy living here. So this is a little bit about Rotterdam. And the diversity is also reflected, of course, not just in the city, also in the country, and also in our program. If you look at our class profile for, let's say, the current class, this is a class of the students that are now a bit more than halfway in their MBA process. We are 99% international. So this has been like this for quite many years. So we always joke that, okay, let's find that one Dutch students in class, and the rest are really coming from all different parts of the world, different continents. We currently have 127 students, which is the biggest cohort in the Netherlands itself. Of course, we divide our students into smaller sections and small teams, and we shuffle the teams regularly. So you as our MBA students, you will have the opportunity to work with many different professionals from very different background, not only just cultural background, but also the industry that they work in, the roles that they are having, different personalities, religion, value, etc. So it is a truly a platform for you to learn about, for example, how to lead a very diverse team, how to work with people that are very different from yourself. So these are the things that are all within also our leadership development. We are very proud that we are now almost close to 50-50 in terms of our gender balance. Of course, we are working very hard to increase that 1%. So hopefully next year, I'm going to tell you we are 50-50 in our male and female. You can also see that we have, for example, not only business academic background as our student body, but we also have, I would always say, a bunch of techie in class, like engineers, scientists, but also like doctors, lawyers, artists, etc. So the MBA is not only for students who are working in a business area or having a business function, it's also for professionals who want to learn about business in a very practical way that you can solve the problem and make strategic decision and move up in your career ladder, switch industry, or move to another global location after your MBA program. And after the class profile, you may also want to know, okay, I have heard that the Netherlands itself is very strong in sustainability, and RSM is particularly well known for our sustainability focused track. Of course, the MBA is still a general MBA. We have 5 different career concentrations our students can choose. If you want, you can choose finance, marketing, strategy, supply chain, but also some students choose sustainability. So the mission statement of the school is to be a force of positive change. We don't just talk, we really walk the talk. So in the curriculum itself, we have the opportunity for our students to choose and advance sustainability with some electives that are very up to date and also meeting the current demand in the business world. And also sometimes it's not only about business decision, sometimes it's also about industry rules and regulations that companies need to comply. It's covering all different kind of area of business. We also have a PIT project in our program that our students will formulate a challenge, generate ideas, and come up with creative solutions with a positive impact. So during the project, our students will team up and apply the knowledge that they get from sustainability related courses, and then to see how they can tackle major societal challenges. Besides all these, we also have some of our destination in our study tour that are designated to sustainability. And of course, we cannot even say more, but also some electives, some student clubs that also help our students to connect with companies or external parties, external organizations that are focusing on sustainable business and making a positive impact. We do have quite some alumni that are taking roles that are driving sustainability in the Netherlands or in other countries. So for example, you will see some on the slide, and Duo, maybe you can also share with our audience today some impact of our alumni that are making.
Thank you, Carrie. I would like to briefly talk about how RSM MBA alumni are driving sustainability. Our graduates are making a real impact in sustainability worldwide. Some of them become corporate sustainability managers at companies like Unilever or Philips, tackling challenges like reducing plastic waste or building carbon neutral supply chains. Others go into sustainable finance, managing green bonds and ESG investments. Many of them pursue social entrepreneurship, turning ideas like ocean plastic recycling into real businesses. You will also find our alumni as consultants, guiding companies on sustainability transitions, or in government and NGOs shaping climate policy at organizations even like the United Nations. And just last month, we organized a workshop with the support of one of our alumni from ASML headquarters. She is the Corporate Sustainability Strategy Manager at ASML, covering net zero planning, supply chain carbon management, SBTI, life cycle analysis, and ESG stakeholder engagement. This alumnus has also founded a platform that shares her firsthand Dutch sustainability information about careers and also lifestyle experiences in the Netherlands. Wherever they are, business, finance, startups, or policy, RSM alumni are leading the way in building a more sustainable future. So these are just a few things and stories I can talk about. I will let Carrie to show more examples.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Duo. And sorry, the slides is flying around. So yeah, so on the screen itself, you can see some alumni that are working in sustainability. Of course, we have more than that, but I cannot put everyone on the slides. So if you want to connect with some of our current students or our alumni who are working in sustainability, feel free to chat with us or check LinkedIn, and then you can share their experience here in the Netherlands. Besides sustainability, we already talked about it briefly just now in the agenda that the next topic is about geopolitics, which is like a really hot topic in the past few months in many different ways. But of course, today we are going to talk about how geopolitics is going to affect the MBA world. So I was in a conference 2 months ago, and I was also in some conversation with different schools, European schools or American schools, etc. So of course, while we are having our dinner or coffee chat, we talk about, okay, how geopolitics is influencing student recruitment in the MBA world. So of course, then I think a lot of us has observed that there are some ongoing changes in the North America region regarding, for example, visa policies, regarding the after MBA plan, and also which affects career opportunity to many of our MBA students. So some of them are quite alarming for a lot of students, I would say. And then, of course, then it also makes schools think, okay, what can we do to support our students to make the decision that they would like clarity, they would need to know what they are going to do after the MBA program, because an MBA is a once in a lifetime thing to do, and it also really impacts where you're going to be, what company you're going to work, what kind of life you're going to live in the very long term. Of course, we also have our students showing us also their different opinions. So what we actually notice is that, first of all, we feel that we are very blessed that we are in the Netherlands, because, okay, geopolitics is not only about visa, right? They also talk about other things like business, trading, housing, all different kind of things that are affecting our daily life. But for example, in the Netherlands itself, I think our concern is relatively um, less alarming compared with many other regions. For example, the war is quite far away from us. We don't have visa issues. So, for example, we are looking at how many candidates are actually thinking about coming to the Netherlands because of our visa-friendly policy. So it's actually a lot. We have seen increasing students that are maybe looking into the Netherlands because we have a 1-year search visa after the MBA program that allowing students to stay in the Netherlands, to look for a job, or to work for any companies that they want. So I think this is something that we feel very blessed that we are in such position. We have also seen MBA applicants who may not be able to secure, or they are fearing that they may not be able to secure a student visa should they apply to the North America region, or they may have worry about how the work permit situation is going to be few years down the road. Of course, the work permits in different regions always have a very different criteria, and we always know that Europe is relatively friendly compared with some other region like North America. But I think this has been a more increasing concern among MBA students. So that's why we've also seen more and more candidates that are shifting their focus away from a particular region and maybe look at, it could be something closer to home. It could be something that maybe you are looking at, shall I study closer to home, or should I still go further away? And if I do, should I maybe look at the Western Europe because of the job opportunity, because of the more stable situation, and also the visa policy. So this is what we observe as schools. And of course, I think if any students or candidates hear that you also have this kind of concern, very welcome to contact us and let us know about how you think, how is your situation, and how maybe we can help you to find the MBA program that is suitable for you. It is with us, it may not be. So, but we are very happy to give you our honest feedback based on your situation. Duo, do you have something to add here?
I totally agree with Gary. I think this summer has been a very busy season. Trump has a lot of, surprises, especially for Asian countries. And we can see that the stock market here is like going up and down. And it's pretty terrible. But anyway, I think, I mean, of course, last month I traveled to 3 countries for RSM MBA to Indonesia, Thailand, and also Vietnam. And I think, in my talks with so many candidates in this trip, I know that in addition to the tension in politics, I think, most candidates, they are also looking for something else, something that, the Netherlands can provide. For instance, one of the things is very important. That is work-life balance. And we all know that, if you work in America, it's very difficult to have a perfect balance between your life and also your work. But if you come to the Netherlands, you will soon realize that the Netherlands has the best work-life balance in the world. And I think this is very important. And also, especially after so many Asian students studying at RSM after their graduation, they settle down in the Netherlands, they have a good job, they have a good life, and a few years later, technical speaking, 5 years later, starting from the day you arrive in the Netherlands, and 5 years later, many of our graduates have now obtained their Dutch passports. And it's not just about, let's say, permanent residence permit, is that they have also obtained Dutch passports. So, of course, I'm very happy to see, that so many of our students have finally settled down, and also, that say choose the Netherlands as, the ideal country for them to develop their career. This is something I love to see. So I believe that, in addition to the tension the current world politics, have, especially a lot of impact on Asia, I believe that for Asian students who come to study with us in the Netherlands, this will be, a more ideal and also perfect path for you.
Thank you very much, Duo, for adding more about your view in geopolitics and also how it affects, for example, the daily life of students when they're doing the MBA and also the work opportunity afterwards. So then talking about post-MBA, of course, it is a very important topic that most of our students want to know. So if I do an MBA, what will be my opportunity afterwards? And what are the things that we need to pay attention? So now on the screen, you can see the employment reports of our last year's class. And you can see that while we are 99% international students, most of them, like more than 90% of them, actually find their first job in Europe, including the majority in the Netherlands. This is something that we are really proud of because we are helping our students to make one of their career goal into practice is to go into a global business environment, not just to study and learn, but also to practice your knowledge. And we can also see that most of our students, they actually accept an offer 3 months within graduation, while already half of them, they accept an offer even before they graduate. A lot of them, they change not just the location, but also maybe changing the function, changing the industry, or changing what we call the triple jump. They say they change everything after the MBA. There are a small percentage of some of our alumni who would actually go to other continents due to different reasons. It could be family business or company sponsorship or other opportunity that comes up in other region that may be different from where they even come from. So I would say that many of our alumni, they do change location and also change maybe having a step up in their career or accelerate their career growth, getting the next promotion sooner. there are many things that, of course, you need to think about it. It's about, for example, the visa, which we already talked about it. We also have career center that supports our students in their career planning and also networking with different recruiters, companies, etc. Our alumni network is extremely strong. We have over 45,000 global alumni that they are really active. They also come back to our school to recruit full-time employees or internship from time to time because they know the quality of the students here. And of course, then, yeah, there's something that people always ask me, do you need to speak Dutch or speaking English is fine? So having living in the Netherlands for more than 15 years and also acquiring the Dutch nationality, I am so not proud to say that I don't really speak a lot of Dutch. Um, in as I said, the Netherlands itself is an extremely expat-friendly country. So the English proficiency of the local here is also the highest among all the non-native English speakers in the world. And the expat community is extremely strong. So speaking English itself, it wouldn't be a problem for you to just have a good life here or have a good job here. But also looking at career progression, I personally also have seen many C-suite senior directors, partners of consultancy firm or VP that are expats. So of course, if you think that you may want to build a family here, potentially with the next generation, like children, you may want to learn about the language, right? But if you're thinking, okay, but this is something not really in a rush, right? You can learn it anytime. But I don't think that you need to rush to learn Dutch for you to find a job here in the Netherlands in general. There are so many global companies here having their European hub or headquarters here when they have mostly expats working in their office. So, Duo, would you like something to add or would you like to speak about our alumni?
Yes, of course. I would like to talk about how our Asian alumni succeed in the Netherlands after the MBA. Uh, I think, uh, there's a question. Is it really possible to land a job in the Netherlands after doing the MBA, especially if you are coming from Asia? I think the short answer is yes, absolutely. Many of our alumni have done it, but there's the thing, it doesn't just fall into your lap. You've got to be intentional about how you approach it. What I hear again and again from our alumni is that building your network is essential. For instance, like through career fairs, reaching out to RSM graduates, making the most of LinkedIn, and also, through our MentorMe platform. All of that really matters. And honestly, the biggest step is often just having the courage to reach out. Most people are surprisingly open to helping if you take the initiative. So it also helps to really understand the Dutch job market. Certain sectors are especially strong right now in the Netherlands. For instance, tech, finance, sustainability, as we mentioned before. And if you can connect your skills to what employers here are actually looking for, you immediately stand out. That's where you create your value proposition as an international MBA graduate. And while some alumni did land great jobs right away, many others started out small. Sometimes it was an internship or an entry-level role, but those so-called small starts often led to much bigger things. One graduate of ours, for example, began as a business analyst at a fintech company, and within 2 years was promoted into a managerial role. Sometimes The smallest move is simply to get your foot in the door. Of course, adapting to Dutch work culture also plays a huge role. The Netherlands has its own way of working. Direct communication, flat hierarchies, and a real focus on work-life balance. For some of us who come from more hierarchical cultures in Asia, it can feel like a big adjustment. But once you embrace it, you will thrive. One alum of ours told me, when I realized direct feedback wasn't rude, but actually respectful, that's when I felt I truly belonged. So if there is one message I want all of you to take away tonight, it's this. Finding a job in the Netherlands after your MBA isn't about luck. It's about making the right moves, connecting with people, understanding the market, being flexible with your first role, and learning to embrace the work culture here. If you do that, you won't just get a job, you will build a career in the Netherlands.
Thank you very much, Duo. So yes, so if we talk about the Asian alumni, how they progress in the Netherlands, and then we also can see now on the screen some of our recent Asian alumni who are working in Europe right now. And you can see that they are from all different kind of Asian countries. And if your country is not here, it's not that we don't have, it's just I don't have enough space on my slides, okay? But I try to make the different countries like the more like high representing one already as much as possible. And you can also see also not just male but also high female representation as well in our Asian alumni in working in Europe, and also not just in the Netherlands but also surrounding us the Benelux region and different industry you can see, including consumer products, energy, banks, tech, fintech, chips, etc. So yeah, there are many more examples, and if you want to maybe connect with our alumni, feel free to check our LinkedIn, our website, or connect with us. And then, of course, being an Asian alumni working here, we also talk about the strengths and weaknesses of Asian expats. Duo has already briefly talked about it already. Do you have something to add, or do you want me to go to the next topic?
Oh, I can really talk about, let's say some strengths and weakness of Asian expats in the Netherlands. Okay. Uh, First of all, moving abroad for an MBA and then building a career in the Netherlands, it's always, let's say, with opportunities and also challenges. For Asian expats in the Netherlands, we see a few patterns really stand out. On the strength side, many students bring, especially Asian students, bring a strong work ethic and also very solid technical skills. We have one graduate from India, for example. He joined the Dutch AI startup because of his ability to solve problems fast. Is actually what the Dutch company needed. And another strength is cultural agility. Many Asian expats speak several languages and know how to navigate across different cultures. We have an Indonesian alum who I know helped his Dutch employer expand into the Indonesian market, not just with the language, but also by bridging cultural differences. And of course, there's resilience. Moving abroad is not so easy, but many of the Asian students adapt very quickly. We have a Taiwanese graduate who told me that she struggled at first with Dutch directness, which means, very direct communication. But once she adjusted her style, she thrived and even grew into a leadership role. Now the challenge is Dutch workplaces are very direct, flat, and also informal, which for many Asian expats and students can feel very unfamiliar if you are used to hierarchy in Asia. And working in the Netherlands here is very different too. Uh, you know, the networking in the Netherlands is very casual, very proactive, which is very different from what we do in Asia. So to wrap up, Asian expats bring incredible strengths, but thriving here means adapting, embracing direct Dutch communication, and build your network here. So if you can do this and you won't just survive in the Netherlands, you will succeed.
Thank you very much, Duo. I think we all see how Asian expats fly and shine in the Netherlands and in Europe. Definitely, we have our strengths. And like, for example, the Asians are actually quite a popular kind of expats in the Netherlands because we are known that we are hardworking. We are extremely smart, most of us, okay? And also, we like also building connection. We are loyal, and we are someone who don't necessarily want to make a lot of trouble to other people. We are very caring in many ways. It doesn't mean that we don't speak out. We still do, okay? Because yeah, but it's more about how we really like collaborating with others. Of course, when we say about weakness, it's not something I would see that we have weakness. It's something that we need to adapt or we need to get used to the environment that we relocate to. I think it is always the case, no matter whether you move to another country or you maybe simply even just change team or change company. That's always the case how we adapt to the new environment. Of course, changing to another team within the own country and own company is different change than moving to another country, to another completely different culture. But don't forget that you will not be alone. I mean, you will be doing the same thing as another more than 100 students studying together with you. And some of them maybe have a similar culture as you. So you always have your comfort network to fall back to. And in the MBA program, is a perfect place for you to make whatever kind of decisions that you would love to do it differently next time. I don't call it mistake. I would just say that it is a different test. Okay. So it is a very safe environment, and also we really appreciate our students having different conversation as well. We support our students a lot. So if you're thinking, okay, where do I want to really try to make changes in my career, in my life, I think our MBA program will be an environment for you to, yeah, to try it out and then make the changes that you want. Um, we have been speaking a lot already, and we are going to pick up more questions from the Q&A. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen, I'm also typing some answers. So if you have any questions, please continue to put them in the Q&A box, and then we are going to continue to answer your questions. And then next, I'm going to share with you that the RSM recruitment and admissions team will be very happy telling you that we are visiting Asia in the coming few months. So I'm actually flying out next week already. So we will be visiting in August and September. We call it the North Asia, which is more like Tokyo, Shanghai, Beijing, Hong Kong, and Taipei. These are the cities. And then in November, we are visiting Southeast Asia, Manila, Bangkok, Jakarta, and Kuala Lumpur. I may have made a typo in here on the table. Please pardon me. So the especially for the November trip, it will be possibly our directors coming. So maybe if you are thinking about, should I still submit an application? So maybe we can even conduct your admissions interview in person there, no matter whether it's for 2026 intake or even maybe 2027 intake, that we can already start looking. So if you want to have a coffee chat with us, to really understand maybe your eligibility, how the MBA program can help you pursue the career that you want, or a change of location, change of lifestyle, dig into the global business environment, please send us your LinkedIn profile or your CV, and then we can plan a coffee chat. That's all for today. And next, the last slide, I will of course put down our contact details. If you have any questions, feel free to email us here. And of course, you can also check our website if you want to do a CV assessment to check about your eligibility. And also, for example, if you have to take GMAT, GRE, or our internal test, business admissions test, BAT, or do you need to take an English test, etc.? When is a deadline? So feel free to send us an email or check our website. I have some questions here. So something about deadline for our students who would like to start the MBA in 2026. So our MBA programs always start in January. So if you're looking at January 2026 intake, the application is still open. We are currently having our August round this week. So if you want to apply to the August round, you can submit your application within this week or before Friday. The next application round will be in October, early October, and the final round will be early November. Of course, if you're going to send your application anytime, we can already start the evaluation. So, but I would suggest you to really submit your application early, because now we are still saying it in a very relaxing way, like, yeah, we still have some more rounds to go. But if you speak to me in 1 more, 2 more, 3 more months, I would say, it's November, you need a visa, so yeah, chop chop. You will need to really submit your application now, otherwise time will be very tight, especially if you also want to secure housing before you come here. So I do suggest you, no matter you think you are ready, then submit your application. And if you need some extra time for the coming deadline, feel free to reach out to us. So I think I answered. Another one is about the year after for 2027 intake January. The application portal will open in 2026. Basically, the first round closing in February next year. There will be, of course, the earlier the better, because you may get advantage in terms of housing or how many seats are left in the class, etc. So I always encourage students to apply early. Okay, so I think I have answered 2 questions here. The next question is, do we need to register in advance for November coffee chat? Yes, we do. We haven't sent out the invitation for November yet, but it will come soon. So if you are located in one of the cities that I just mentioned, let me put it back there. I think if I see the name of the one asking the question, maybe you're based in Jakarta, just a wild guess, because I have an alumni with the same name. But if you think, okay, you're not sure if you will miss our email of invitation, etc., feel free to send me an email directly, and then with your LinkedIn profile or maybe your CV, then I can help you to look into a slot, and we can help you arrange a meeting with the admissions team. So for September, I think some invitation has already sent out. I've already planned some meeting. If you think, okay, I still want to attend a coffee chat or an info session. So in Taipei, we have an info session as well, together with the coffee chat. And in Tokyo, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, then we have a coffee chat. So I think I answered another question. Is there any coffee chat planned for India? Not for this year. Unfortunately, our schedule is already all planned for the rest of the year already. So not sure if it will happen next year, but if it's happening next year, we'll definitely send invitation to all our candidates in India, in our region. Next. Oh, it's a lot. Okay. I have 15 minutes left. When does this course start in January? So the coming intake is going to be very early in January. We are talking about the 6th of January, 2026. If you're asking me when you should arrive, I always say give yourself 2 or 3 days at least to deal with the time difference, jet lag. It's cold here. So yeah, but most of our students, they arrive after Christmas, some of them before New Year. So because I see sometimes they say, hey, let's go to the Erasmus Bridge to look at the year and fireworks together. Some of them, they will also celebrate the New Year with the family first, and then they come here. So I would say if you can come the weekend before program starts, then it will be ideal. Any Will the university assist in visa process? Yes, we have an international office that will assist and support our students in their visa process. So if you are registered to our program, after you apply, you go through the interview, so and so, you get an offer, and then you register, and then our international office will help you and share with you, hey, these are the list of documents you need to prepare. How do you get this kind of let's say financial proof or documents and thing, and then we will check it for you and also send it out to the IND, which is the Dutch Immigration Service, on your behalf. Once we get a green light, we will contact you, and then you can make an appointment with the local Dutch embassy, and then you can get your visa and come here. Oh, okay. So when is the financial deadline? I'm not sure about if I understand the question. You mean financial deadline or final deadline? The final deadline is going to be at the beginning of November. So, but it's going to be really, really tight. So I always suggest students, please, can you don't wait until the last day of the deadline. Can you apply earlier? Do yourself a favor. So the application process won't be too stressful for you. I'm not stressful because I do it every year, but maybe you'll be stressful. If you talk about financial deadline, I don't know if you talk about payment. Usually the first admissions fee will be due couple of weeks after you're admitted to the program, and then the rest of the tuition will be divided into two portions. One deadline will be in December this year, and one deadline will be next year around April time. Next question. We heard that, okay, it's a geopolitics topic about housing crisis in the Netherlands. So this question is, we heard that getting accommodation housing is difficult. Can you please provide some light on it? So indeed, Rotterdam itself, like many other major cities in Europe, is very competitive in terms of housing. But I must say that we are not really the worst case because, for example, I live in Amsterdam, my friends live in Amsterdam. It's even crazier here than Rotterdam. We do have a housing team to support our students in terms of their housing. Of course, the rooms are not enough to cover every student, but we also have many connections and links. We also can provide to our registered students where are the buildings that are maybe close to campus, popular among our student body, then you can apply and maybe get your room or your apartment there. Sometimes it's also good to connect yourself with current students because maybe they finish their studies, they move to another city, maybe the office is closer to The Hague or Eindhoven if they work for ASML. Then maybe they will connect you with their landlord if they're a private landlord, and then you see if you can take over the lease. Or if you're thinking, okay, I would also like to maybe live with my classmates, for example. Of course, we also connect our students in LinkedIn group, and then they will connect, and then there will maybe two of them or three of you are going to hunt for a bigger apartment with a nice garden and a nice balcony together. So we do have a housing team to help our students in this. Next question. For students who are maybe thinking about bringing their family with you, spouse or maybe children, it is possible. So it is possible to bring your partner, married or not, okay? to come together with you. Of course, then you also have to do the visa process for your spouse or a partner. Same case for children. Just something to pay attention is that if you're bringing your partners slash spouse with you, they are having a dependent visa on your student visa. So the dependent visa will not allow them to work here in the Netherlands. So unless they are European themselves or they find a company who will sponsor them. So basically otherwise they will not be able to work. Okay. We have a lot of questions.
Carrie, maybe I can add something here.
Yes.
They cannot, the spouse or the partner of the student cannot do a full-time job, but they can find some part-time, let's say, opportunities, and within, let's say 16 hours per week.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. So yes, so your spouse can look at part-time opportunities, or if they are also having a highly skilled background, they may also see if they can get opportunities here to have companies that maybe give them an opportunity to start with as well, if they are happy to sponsor them. Of course, yes. The next question is a lot about GMAT and GRE. So GMAT, GRE is required, but if your academic studies is STEM related, for example, or business related, for example, if you have a BBA, if you have a bachelor in or master, okay, in finance or accounting or engineering degree or science, statistics, mathematics. So if your academic background is academically trained, then you are possibly eligible for our internal test, the business admissions test, which is also online. It's also 2 hours. It's more practical, I would say, than a GMAT or GRE, and you can do it without studying. So we will send you a video for you to practice if you are selected to do the test. And then afterwards, you can do the test during the admissions process. You don't have to do it. You don't do it before you submit the application. You do it after you submitted the application. Okay. If you are in doubts whether you're eligible for the BAT, you can always do a profile assessment with us. Send us your CV or your LinkedIn, and then we can tell you if you need a GMAT or if you can take a BAT. Okay. Okay. I am answering quite a lot of questions already. Okay, it's interesting, this question. Can MBA students also work part-time? I think it's because we talk about the spouse can work part-time. Can the students work part-time? No matter what the law say, if you can work part-time or not, our strong advice is to focus on your MBA studies, but not working part-time. Your MBA program is 1 year, is extremely intense, and you should be happy if you have enough time to sleep and also go to the gym maybe, or spend time with your friends, or explore the city. I know it sounds very heavy. Okay, let's put a smile on my face. The program is really very demanding, and it's not only about classroom, it's also about having the opportunity to network with companies using the facility like career center, also in the student club, doing the networking with alumni, and also to learn together with your classmates. So all these activities will help you probably to land a job sooner, and the job that you really want to do for the kind of role or salary, etc., that you want, and that's why you do the MBA. So no matter what the law say, whether you're allowed to do work part-time or not, we strongly discourage our MBA students to work part-time. It's a very different experience than bachelor or master studies. I mean, we have done it or we have seen it on movie. They work in the restaurant while they're studying. No, please, MBA students, you really have to focus on your studies. You won't have time for it. But of course, if you are in the second half of your studies, maybe you can do an internship. It's not money related, okay? Because the internship here doesn't pay very well or at all. So if you want to get some more experience in maybe the business environment here or the companies that you really want to do, or you want to switch your career in a different industry or role, maybe doing a full-time internship during the summer break or doing a part-time internship at the end of your studies or even after your studies can be something very encouraging, because this gives you the opportunity to really experience the MBA world. And of course, you need to discuss with your employer the workload that you can handle, how many days that you're going to work for them, and in what format. So for that part, internship is something that we believe that our students can benefit from it, but not a part-time. And I have more questions next, okay? How many months is it allowed to stay back in the Netherlands after MBA for job search? Duo, I think it's more about the student visa and also the orientation visa. And can you maybe talk about it? Then I can have a sip of water.
Okay, let me just very briefly explain. First of all, the teaching period of the RSM MBA program is actually 12 months. Then after this 12 months period, you need to wait for another 3 months until you get, the graduation ceremony. And normally the RSM MBA graduation ceremony will be held in late March, let's say in the following year. So that means, you will be registered as a full-time international student for 15 months. And then the Dutch Immigration Office, the END, will give 3 extra months after your graduation for you to stay in the Netherlands legally. So that means, let's say for the MBA study, you can already get, let's say, 12 plus 3 plus 3. That's exactly, let's say, I think 18 months, right? And then if you cannot find any company who will sponsor you to get, let's say the KM, which means, the work visa. And then you will need to apply for a search year. That's an additional 12 months for you to stay in the Netherlands to look for a job. So for the entire study, basically, you get, let's say 12 months plus 3 months waiting for the graduation, then plus 3 more months, additional month, which is actually given by the immigration office, and then plus another 12 months for your search year. So that's a lot of time, actually. So I've explained, let's say how long you can stay in the Netherlands to do your study and also to look for your internship, and plus the additional time, the search year, to find your job.
Yeah, thank you very much, Duo. So this is about the visa and also the student visa and also the orientation visa. And then we have another question. This will be the last one because I know that I have to respect the time of everyone here in the room. Is there any exchange program? So yes, we do have exchange program. It is optional, and if you want to do it, it will happen after the 1-year curriculum of the MBA in the Netherlands. So basically, you will do 1-year MBA in the Netherlands from January to December, and then you will do the exchange, and usually it's 3 months. So that means that you will study for 15 months. We will help you, of course, with the visa. The tuition of exchange program is already covered. You will have to apply during your studies, not now, okay? So you have to write an application, write an essay, go through some interview process, and to have a satisfying GPA as well during your studies. And then choose the school, and then we will let you know if this school is having a seat and also if you will go there. So let me see. I think I have
Harry,
asked.
just one additional remark from me to that question. I mean, based on the experiences of our students, the best, period of time to look for a job in the Netherlands, usually, it's after New Year, which means, that's say roughly sometime after January until the start of the summer vacation. So for a lot of let's say students, if your let's say ultimate goal is to find a job and also let's say start working in the Netherlands, and then probably that is a very critical period of time for you to look for a job. And because if you finish your exchange and then come back to the Netherlands, during the summer vacation, that's a bit, a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. And this is what I observe from our students as well. So thank you so much for sharing. I know that we are already running 2 minutes late, but I would like to say thank you very much, everyone, for your time today. Great questions you have. We were not able to answer all of them, and we can always continue our conversation offline. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us or check our website. Um, yeah, looking forward to seeing more inquiry and also application from everyone. Thank you, and I wish you a very good day. Bye bye.